What's up? What's up?
Yeah. Look, man, I'm glad Ernie's here, bro. Like, it's not gonna be easy, bro. Like, these conversations are always hard, bro. It is. Brandon had to call last year. There's been plenty of teams that have made the calls in the past. Ken will be fine, bro. Like, Ken is good. Don't worry about Ken. He'll be straight. But what I want you to do is get on the phone tonight. Don't wait, bro. Don't wait. Please don't wait, bro. Do yourself a favor. Get on the phone. Whether this kid wins the cup, loses the cup, who cares? Get him on the team, bro. When 2026 hits, Ernie, I want to see this kid side by side with you. I don't care if he can't even call out, bro. Get him on the team.
All it takes to change the course of history is the will of a single man. And that man right now is Alluka West.
Laying down, right on me. One more right on me.
Oh my god. Bro, what's this guy's loadout? I want to try this shit. Rip him, Luke. Oh! Rip him. Get two. Might as well get three. You're already here.
I'm laying down that side.
Shit on him.
Oh my god.
This kid's nice, bro. Okay, I don't.
One left.
He's gonna get three. He's nice.
Yo, I don't know. I'm the best in the world. What the fuck? Holy
Yep, that's good
fuck.
gas, Tifo. Fucking gas him
I'm
up.
not missing, bro. I'm not missing. What the fuck?
What a week it has been for Alluka West. Did you know that he only just started playing Respawn competitively in January of 2025? Granted, he was playing S&D tourneys before, but that's a pretty typical run. And he came in, played this Challenger Cup final, had 133 kills in one series, and that gained the notoriety and the legendary PR run, starting with Dashi. So Dashi starts spectating his gameplay in the cup, and next thing you know, he's now perma averaging 800 plus viewers. And it's so funny how the community is whenever a person's frying, what's your sensitivity? What's your class? It's like so cliche. You even have Shotzi right here in this clip talking about how he pulled up Alluka's stream and he told Hook this guy is actually the next Mercules. And just seeing the one gunfight that he had from Dashi's POV when Dashi was spectating him, and he two-pieced the people at P2 on Scar, I mean, that's all I needed to see. That's all I needed to see, because it sounds so crazy, but there's a lot of pros not getting that kill. It's the snapping ability, it's the technique. It looks very Mercules-esque. Like, it's crazy how familiar this is. And this tweet right here that went viral, by the way, from the #1 CDL ESPN analyst / content creator in the world, tells you everything you need to know about this Mercules Alluka comparison. I said, Scrap has talked about for months how lucky Optic was getting Mercules to save their season. Fast forward in present time, we are seeing someone new with perhaps a similar spark, similar potential, similar flashes of brilliance. It's almost like the universe heard Scrap's cries and dropped someone he's been unintentionally asking for right on his doorstep. They are also both slayers of the same nationality. We could see the first ever Dutchesland AR duo in the CDL. They could be Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz on the map. Who knows? Whatever happens, happens. And I said that in defeat because I knew LA Thieves wasn't gonna do anything about it. You lucky son of a gun. But it looks like other teams have acted faster than others because they're not dumb. Aches was not joking when he told Scrap the time really is ticking.
Some initial conversations still need to be had, but I'm not afraid to say that half the league has reached out with interest in this player.
Wait, hold on. When you say half the league, couple teams, or do you legitimately mean like half the league has reached out?
6 of 12 teams in the CDL have shown interest in Alluka.
I'm actually pretty shocked that there's 6 teams.
I'm not mind blown.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how nameless is mind blown, but even omit Raffi, the head honcho, the Challengers mob boss, goes out and says Alluka will not be going to a bottom 4 team, ruining his career ran by some, GMs collecting a paycheck. Call us if you want another omit product that makes you competitive though. So Alluka's only destined for greatness. I even found it funny how now he's started to embrace the confidence, you know, the aura he's been getting, the PR he's been getting, talking about Black Ops 6 and playing Shotzi and Hook and slamming them, but also getting slammed at the same time. You know, really nice stuff. I mean, he dropped 20 in this S&D on 145 ping. That's like pretty good, actually, against top players. But what a humble guy. But yeah, guys, you know what time it is. It's time for the #1 CDL ESPN analyst in the world to give his thoughts. Let's go! Okay, so we need to talk about this Alluka guy. Everyone wants to know. Borito, #1 CDL analyst in the world. What's your opinion on Alluka? Well, we're going to talk about it. And yes, I made this video late. I was trying to make this video since Monday. And by now, which is Wednesday, the rumor of him signing to FaZe is already a thing. So I'm still going to do the video like I had no idea about that. You know, I'm still going to speculate which teams he would fit on. You can see the tabs at the beginning. But first, I'm just going to give like my initial thoughts. My thoughts on Alluka is very simple. Somebody take the chance. It sounds so dumb to some people, and I could completely understand it. Like, oh, we're just now seeing clips of this guy. This guy was like playing for like a year. Well, not even a year. He's been playing since like January, almost a full year. Why are we just picking him up because of some PR? Sometimes all it takes is seeing a little glimpse, and that glimpse is enough. So I never watched Mercules at all. Before he got picked up to Ultra, that's when I started watching him. And then when I went back and watched, I'm pretty much seeing the same similarities that I'm seeing with Alluka. It isn't a finished product, but it strikes to me a person who's going to perform way better on like a top team. Like right now he's playing in Challengers, playing with Brack, playing with Fellow. Granted, like they're a good Challenger team, whatever, like to win the cup. But imagine what he would do with even better players, you know? I don't quite know his player profile yet. I know he's not fully OBJ, you know, like he gets average around like 60 seconds of hill time a game, which is great. Which is actually great for the amount of kills, the amount of damage that he puts up. I would take the chance. All it takes is like an eye test. And I see the same thing I saw when I went back and I watched like early Merc. When I was doing another YouTube video for Merc, I was going back watching like early Merc, you know. Merc was on like the Stallions before, and then after he was like on another team. I was watching like those games, and I was like waiting for the POV to switch over to Merc. And there's like sometimes on Skyline P1 where he'd have the AR and you could just see how he snaps onto targets, and you could see like there's something there. It didn't look that crazy. Watch it because you just assume he's just another kid, but I see the exact same things when I look at Alluka. It's like those same glimpses of brilliance that I just know could just be exercised when he just starts playing against way better players. Because when you play against better players, like iron sharpens iron. Like those snaps are going to be looking ridiculous. They're going to be looking like Mercs. And yeah, and it's very adamant someone needs to take an opportunity on this. And I'm speaking like we don't have the information that we have today, so keep that in mind. There's not many good ARs in the league, you know? If you take away Optic, you take away Paris, maybe half a FaZe, MC, Nasty, I can't even think of names off the top of my head. There's not that many great ARs. Like there's good ARs, but there's not great ARs. Like there's not many ARs that can compete with Merc and Dashy. And when you see a guy like this dropping, dude, like let's actually have a look here. Like, let's stop looking at this. So, like, this is just an average series. So, this is, like, from the cup. He's, like, putting up 114 kills in a series. There was a series where he had 133 in 4 maps. If you ever see a player in Challengers putting up those numbers, and it looks like he's getting over 100 kills, like, pretty consistently in, like, these Challenger games, that is a sign you need to pick him up. Like, that is the sign of a good player that could get kills. You need to take that opportunity. You need to take that chance. There's so many bad ARs that could easily be replaced, but you know, it becomes more of an obstacle when you have Omit, Rafi, saying like he's not going to go to like a bottom 4 team. Understandable. No point in going to Vancouver Surge. Cloud9. Cloud9. Who else? I can't even think. Cloud9. Carolina. Surge. And then like Rocker or Falcons. You know? So that just leaves like Boston. Miami only takes Spanish-speaking players. You know? So that just leaves like the teams that we pretty much have here. You know, there's not that many good ARs. He should easily be in. Like, easily. And he's an SMG player. Like, he's an SMG player. But he's an... Like, he picks up the AR. Like, just because he's put into the role of an SMG player because he's playing with Brackenfellow does not mean he cannot play an AR. We saw what he could do with an AR. Just switch him to the AR. It's that simple. Acting like players can't switch roles is, like, ridiculous for anyone making that point. He's an AR player. Now he's an AR player. He's an AR player now. You know? Like, he's going to be an AR player. He's not going to be an SMG player. I don't care what he's doing in Challengers. He's going to come in and he's going to be an AR player because you could clearly see that's where he's most serviceable. I think they're now doing a disservice now having him on an SMG. Like, when he picks up that third AR, I mean, it's rocking now. And high interactions. Like, it's not, he's not a slow AR. And that's another positive. He's challing. Like, he's challing. He's not a slow AR. He's not taking his time. He's not holding irons for so much amounts of time. He is actually doing something. You know, he's making the AR impactful, which is what a lot of ARs in the league have been struggling to do. And so if we pull up, let's pull up like this Project on Taurus. Let's pull up like this like random thing. Dude. A 4-map series, 133 kills. Take a look at where everyone else is on his team. 78, 84, 69, 133. Bro, he has 49 kills more than the next person on his team. 49. For some people, that's like 2 freaking whole respawn maps. He has 2 more respawn maps of kills than the next person on his team. That's ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, 39 on that map, 46 on the Scar. Just absolutely tucking. 41 on Scar Overload. Do you know how hard it is to get 41 kills on an Overload? Like, dude. Frying everyone. He had, like, significantly most kills in the lobby. Like, ridiculous. Like, pick this guy up. Pick this guy up. Okay? Like, that's all I gotta say. All it takes is some sparks of brilliance. Pick this guy up. And now we're gonna get into the options of teams that... We're gonna get into options of teams, okay? But look, 114, now his teammates are up there with him, but dude, he's frying. This guy's fucking frying. Absolutely frying. Okay. First team that could use him of the possible teams. So if he's not going to the bottom 4 teams, that takes 4 teams out, which leaves 8 left. Miami, all Spanish team. That takes 5 teams out. Okay? He's not going to Optic. That's now 6 teams out. Half the league is out. Which means if Rafi said that 6 teams reached out, it is Boston, it's Minnesota, it's FaZe, it's LAT, it's Koi, and it's probably Falcons. Those are like the 6 teams for sure. And so the first team is Boston. I mean, he could slot right in. Cammy, no offense to Cammy, I don't care what everyone says Cammy's doing, playing better. I get him out there. All of a sudden, you go from an AR that's averaging under 1.0 pretty much all the time. The Slayer rating of Alluka probably takes his team up to like 90. Now you have Nasty, Alluka, Snoopy, and Purge. Probably makes the map easier for Purge. He probably does a lot better, brings that Slayer rating up. I mean, dude. I don't even care what the fuck he has on. I don't even care. Like, fucking Luka's just way better. Way better. Like, get Alluka in on this team. Slots right in a Cammy spot. Nasty could maybe become more of a main AR, you know? Or you could just have 2 pacey ARs, which is exactly like what Optic does. Slots right in. Fits like a glove. But Boston, org-wise, could be kind of chalked. Who knows? Rocker. I put Rocker on here. I didn't want to, but I did. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm yawning already. I didn't want to, but I'm going to. I mean, you have Skies on the team. No offense, but it's like the interactions are just insanely low. Like, unacceptably low. A 73 Slayer rating, everyone else on your team is like way higher than you. It's like you're not contributing anything. 0.86 in respawn, 0.83 KD, 0.86 in hardpoint, 0.76 in overload. Like you're actually, like, you know, like this team could use some firepower in the AR role. You slot Alluka in with Mamba. I don't really like that team comp because, you know, don't really have any like experience like top players. Like Alluka, I already know is like a top player. Like he's already going to be like a top player. So I don't even think he should even mess with this Minnesota team, but he could slot in there. And then the team that he's going to, obviously. So the rumors say FaZe Vegas. He's on the bench. You know, now he has to go from a student visa to a work visa. So apparently he has to go back. I don't know anything about visas, so it's news to me. Like, if you switch visas, you have to go back and re-enter the country. That's crazy. But it's the way it is. So he's going to be on the bench, which means Abuza and Draza are going to be working overtime. I mean, I still think 04 is like the person on this team I'm not necessarily a fan of, but I don't really want Alluka being an SMG. Like, he's better served as an AR. And it's so funny because I don't want Draza to go because I feel like Draza is the best when it comes to comms and a leadership, and he plays the game the right way. Like, you can say what you want about Draza's slang, but he always plays the game the right way. I like went back and I was watching his hard points to like find things he was like doing wrong, and in terms of him just like doing the right thing, he's always doing the right thing. It's just that he's like kind of getting slammed right now. He's hesitating a lot. Like, that's really what it comes down to. He's hesitating a lot. He's second guessing some things, taking too long, you know, like, and he gets shot in the back and the sides a lot, you know, but that all comes down to overall just hesitating and not just like hitting the green light. And Abuza, I like Abuza. I don't want Abuza to get dropped. But, you know, let's say Alluka had to get into this team. Who's he going for? Can't be 04 or Simp. It would have to be either Draza or Abuza. You know, it would just make sense to drop Draza because he's like the quote-unquote fast flex. And like Alluka's pretty much like the flex of the team, has an AR but can pull out an SMG. So he slots right in that role. But right now, Abuza's having pacing issues. Abuza can't really figure out his pacing. So if Draza could play slower, Draza could take the main AR role and slot Alluka in, and that looks like a crazy team. But then now Abuza just gets like the shit end of the stick out of nowhere. Like, you know. But, you know, I try not to think of things too much from a moral standpoint, because sometimes it's really just business. Sometimes you got to do what the best thing is. Simp talks about we're an end of the year team. There should be no such thing as being an end of year team when you're FaZe. You could go through like a readaptation period, you know, new teammates, got to figure it out. But losing to Optic 7-1s in scrim every other day is not cool. You know, it's just not cool. And it kind of gives a precursor to like what the season is going to go like. You know, you got to be more competitive. I don't even care if it's a new team, the other team's a new team. It doesn't even matter about like teams, because you're playing a new game, so like everything is like different. Obviously, like the way players play, like you have to get used to. But when you're playing a new game on like new maps, it's like you're pretty much starting like the foundation of what you're gonna do on a certain map. You're basically starting all over from scratch. Like, you know, like there's certain players we're seeing that have to like switch the way they're playing, kind of. So if I had to pick, it would be Abuza, even though I think 04 should be the first to go, but I don't want Alluka being on an SMG. But, you know, it'd have to be an AR, you know? But now it's going to make the ARs work harder, because now you got the PR prodigy, the next German superstar, Alluka, now lurking on the bench. You know, like you're going to be playing a little bit harder, you know? And I'm not going to say why, but, like, I already knew his fucking FaZe. And the reason why I knew it was FaZe because something happened. Something happened that I can't talk about. But, like, something happened, and the reaction I got from the person pretty much told me everything I needed to know. But, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. But, yeah, it looks like he's going to FaZe on the bench. I mean, it'd be so sucky. So sucky. But I think Abuz was already in Dallas because I think like they moved like the FaZe HQ like to Dallas, or like another HQ like to Dallas. So now everyone's in Dallas now. I'm pretty sure. So it's a little bit different. So even if they get dropped, like they're still gonna be in the area. They're still gonna be in the area. So it's not like they made you move to like Atlanta and then you get dropped and then you're just like, well now I'm in ATL. What the heck? At least now you're in Dallas where everyone already is, so it's not going to be as big a deal, but it's business. It's business. If like a better player comes along, you make a team better, it is what it is. I would drop Abuza before I drop Draza if I had to pick. I would, because I think it would be easier to transition Draza into a quote-unquote main AR playing a bit slower, but he's still fast. I think him and Alluka could actually play well off each other because Draza's still fast. Just because you're a main AR doesn't mean you have to play slow. It just means that you hold a little bit more pre-aims than like the average person. That's pretty much what it is. But the thing is, Abuz is a main objective player. Like he's like their number one objective per 10. He's the guy that soaks the hill a lot. So if you put Draza in that position, I mean, Draza can do it. Like, Draza could easily do it. But take a look at Abuza, 82. Like, Draza actually has, like, the lowest on the team, which is crazy. So if, like, you take away that 82, Draza has to step up his. Alluka, you're not going to make him get on the hill all the time. But, I mean, if you want to be like Merc, you got to be a utility player. You got to adapt. Like, not everyone, even if you're a good player, even if you're a top player, you can't just, like, roam around all the time. Like, you have to learn how to do everything. So I have to, like, stop saying that whenever I'm, like, talking about top players. I'm getting on the hill more. Bro, everyone got to get on the hill. You just got to be able to, you got to be able to get kills on the hill. Simp is doing that. Simp's averaging a 1.23 in hardpoint, hopping on the hill all the time. So if you're actually as good a player as you think you are, like, you better hop on that hill too if you have to, buddy, But yeah, I'll leave that at that for FaZe. And then obviously, shocker, I'll even refresh the page because BZ's picture was not there. LA Thieves. Obvious replacement here. I mean, absolute shocker. Get this shitter out of here, Get this guy Kenny out of here. Just like in the Borito, just like that picture that came from somebody on Twitter. Get this guy out of here. This one's a pretty easy change. Pretty easy change here. You're pretty much, so right now, Abizi and Kenny have the most OBJ per 10. Hydra still at all-time low OBJ numbers. If Alluka came into this team, Hydra would definitely have to step that up. It has to be a bit more bounce. Okay? It has to be a bit more bounce. But yeah, obviously, all comes down to the kills department. And I know Kenny as an AR is averaging like a lot of damage, but it's like an AR's game, so you kind of expect that out of him. I don't even care about his OBJ per 10 at all. Like, I just think they need upgrading kills. There's like no one on their team averaging above a 1.0. You need someone that would do way better in the kills department. No one's even above like a 90 Slayer rating, which is crazy because there's like some people in fucking Boston that are like above like a 90. Like like there's people on like way worse teams like above a 90 Slayer rating, and the fact that like these isn't up there, very telling sign. Like you replace Kenny, you get more consistent kills, but it'll be another adaptation period because now you have a guy that you don't just want to like sit on the hill. But he can sit on the whole purpose is that he's just like a better player that could get more kills. I'm not saying he's an overall better player than Kenny. Like for Kenny's got so much more experience and just so many more tools in his toolbox, regardless of how much times he's getting ballerina twirled on right now. Overall, Kenny's obviously a better player, but if we're talking about just skill-wise, Alluka's like a better player right now. And if you put a person on the hill, we've seen it with Merc, you put a player on the hill who could hold his own and get kills, it makes everyone's job easier. as opposed to a person that's always dying. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, and I gotta go get out of the hell. Yeah. You know, it just takes it away. So Kenny would definitely be the one going there. Or, I mean, going off. No hard feelings. It's just a business decision. They clearly need some more kills. Their S&D would get better because Alluka's fucking better at S&D. And you get some more positivity. Like, you get some youthfulness. And, you know, like, the map will probably feel easier when you have a person getting kills. Might bring everyone's confidence up. The AR duo of Scrap and Alluka, both German. I'm pretty sure Scrap can't speak German. He's probably just, like, has the nationality, but can't speak the language, you know? There's a lot of people that can relate to that. But, yeah, like, they could be a confident AR duo that's just flying at people, running at people. This whole team could put some major pressure on people, you know? Just by upgrading one role. You can't have a guy going 11 and 30 in respawns, like guaranteed like one per series or multiple per series. You can't have that. It brings the whole team down. If you have a person who's actually getting more kills, holding their own, it could swing hills, it could swing overload captures, it could swing map control. Just one person playing better could lift the whole tide. Something to keep into account. And then the last team, Koi. And, you know, everyone's playing good right now. Typically, everyone's OVRs, man. A 1.11 Real, 1.15 from Joe, a 1.05 from Insight, and a 1.07 from Kleenex. I mean, you could say right now Insight's playing great. I mean, take a look at OBJ per 10. It's 93, dude. He just fucking lets everyone else just, like, fucking run around, you know? Like, Koi has a good system right now, so it's like you don't really want to upset it. But, you know, they've been in this scenario before where they've had this quote-unquote good system. And, you know, we're only 3 games in. Like, probably add, like, 20 more games, you'll probably see, like, a shift in these statistics not looking as favorable for Insight, not trying to call them out. And just like in general, you're going to see everything switch. Having an AR that could get kills is big. And I know like a lot of people think if you're on the hill more, like, you know, you just have like less kills. It doesn't have to be like that, you know? Like everyone could have like, you could have 3 guys with like a 90 and a guy with like an 85. Like, you know, like there doesn't have to be one guy like significantly slower. Obviously, there's only so many kills on the map, but you got to think if you're on the hill a lot, you know, that's the main objective of the other team is to try to get you up the hills. So you technically have more interactions than almost everybody, but it's just a matter of how you convert those interactions, you know? Like you see everybody with like the high OBJ per 10s, unless your team is just absolutely pushing out cuts, slaying them off, which is the case like a lot of times, but you know, like a lot of times, like, you know, you actually have to fight for yourself on objectives, and that's a lot of interactions, and you would want someone who's more dependable in the kills department. Like, you know, not saying Insight's a bad player, but you know, Alluka would slot right in there. You know, that's another good pickup. Koi already knows what it's like to miss out on an AR superstar who makes their team better. They know that firsthand. You know, looks like they made the same mistake again, though. Looks like they made the same mistake again. I mean, I don't really like Kleenex as an AR, but he's an AR right now, and he's, like, actually, you know, like, not doing bad. So, I mean, can't really get rid of Kleenex. He's, like, a nasty player. And Insight's playing good right now, but, I mean, it doesn't matter. We've seen this story before. Everyone's got like these like good flows, and then next thing you know, right back down. It's like regression to the mean, right back down to where you're supposed to be. Can't have that happen. I would just, you know. So right now we see like the 5 teams that could make a change. Boston, Carolina, not worth it. Cloud9 not worth it. FaZe, you know, on FaZe. Minnesota could, but I would not go to that team if I was him. It would be almost, I'm not going to say it'd be like a Sabri or Legend like scenario, but, you know, you're just playing with players who just aren't going to, you know, there's no aura on that team, so it's like I would not go to that team. LAT, they clearly fumbled, but slotting for Kenny, that'd be great. Just have so much slaying power, so many people you could depend on for kills. If one person plays bad, everyone else is gonna play good. Just slots right in. Miami, no. Optic, no. Paris, no. Falcons, possibility. They'd probably throw him on the academy, but and don't really want to play with AG because AG is just like not gonna play for you. And yeah, I would not do that. Not do that. And don't really want to drop Kismet because like you need like a person like that on this like team that you have. So yeah. And then Koi we talked about in Vancouver. So that's pretty much Alluka West. Don't want to make it too long. If you want me to yap more about him, leave a like on the video, and we'll talk about him in the next episode of Burrito Talk. There is a flank tonight. We're gonna see their opinions on it. We're gonna comment on their opinions, and yeah, that's it. I think Alluka should be in the league on a top team. That's my final consensus. Like, it's not even just like the PR. Like, I'm the one person who does not like just go off of what other people say. Like, I always form my own opinions, and I just saw him snap, and I was like, yeah, like we need more ARs like this. Like, we got to get him in. And he's great at S&D. He's played S&D. He could only get better. He's 18, dude. He's 18. He's literally got like 10 years. He's got to 30, 35 at the minimum. Probably play past that, A very high skill ceiling with just room to get better. And imagine, starts playing with pros, starts learning the ins and outs of like becoming a really even better player, The sky's the limit. So the sky is the limit for Alluka.